Once upon a time, when kingdoms were guarded by steel and ruled by bloodlines, a single cup of enchanted wine changed the course of fate. This is the tale of Tristan, a noble knight sworn to protect the crown, and Isolde, a princess promised to another. Their love was never written in the stars, but it was brewed in a goblet. The wind howled through stone towers as wedding banners flapped in the dying light. The kingdom of Sindale was forging an alliance through marriage, an age-old pact wrapped in velvet and gold. Princess Isolde was to marry King Mark, a ruler twice her age but vital to peace. She boarded the ship with her ladies and a heart heavy with duty. Tristan, the king's most loyal knight, was her escort. Brave, stoic, bound by oath. Their journey across the sea was meant to be uneventful. It wasn't. On the third night, amidst crashing waves and weary sighs, the potion was poured. A simple chalice. Two tired souls. They drank, unknowingly sealing their hearts to each other for eternity. It began with glances, lingering too long. Laughter not shared with others. Silences that felt full instead of empty. The potion's spell awakened what Judy had long buried, desire. Raw and unstoppable. By the time they reached the castle, it was too late. Their hearts were no longer their own. The wedding was grand. Trumpets, crowns, rings, exchanged under cathedral light. And yet, her eyes searched for the knight, not the king. Tristan stood in the shadows, armor polished, face unreadable. But inside, he burned. What followed were stolen moments. Gloved hands brushing beneath banquet tables. Midnight rides under cloaked moons. Silent meetings in the chapel ruins. Their love was madness, beautiful and impossible. But castles are filled with eyes. Whispers bloomed like ivy. The queen's maid saw too much. A court musician wrote songs that cut too close. And King Mark, once blind with trust, began to listen. The lovers knew the walls were closing. Still, they stayed. Not because they believed they could win, but because they didn't know how to let go. Then came the call to war. Tristan, ever loyal, led the king's army into battle. Isolde watched him ride away from the balcony, her tears masked by royal grace. But war could not burn away what magic had ignited. He returned broken but alive, only to find betrayal waiting in the throne room. Their secret was uncovered. The king's heart shattered not just by love-lust, but by loyalty betrayed. Rage echoed louder than thunder. The sentence was death. Tristan was seized. Isolde pleaded. But royalty obeys law before love. He was to die at dawn. In the silence before execution, they met once more, no potion, no illusions. Just two souls, weary from loving in a world that would never allow them peace. But fate, like love, can be wild. At the breaking of dawn, as the blade was raised, a sudden cry rang out. A servant confessed, the potion, meant for Isolde and King Mark, had been swapped. The truth, so long hidden, unraveled the court. The execution halted. But forgiveness did not follow. The king, in silent anguish, banished them both. Tristan and Isolde fled the kingdom, leaving behind crowns, titles, and every trace of their old lives. They lived in exile, unseen but not unloved. In a cottage by the sea, they found peace. Not forever, but enough. When they died, it was said their hands were still clasped, fingers entwined, like roots of the same tree. Centuries passed and their tale grew into legend. Lovers in every age saw something of themselves in Tristan and Isolde. Not for the potion that bound them, but for the love they dared to live.